Garnacho scores out of pure like persistence, right? But during the game, I could sense that City players, they are not as sharp.
They weren't
sharp, bro. Yeah, they were not sharp at all.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Futbol Kaki. I am your host Elder and I am joined by my fellow Kaki bro and Man United fan, Mr. Paul E. How are you, bro?
The FA Cup winners. I'm doing good, brother. How about you?
I'm good. It was a very happy sports weekend for me, I must say. Because, right, I think you know why lah, bro.
Charles Leclerc,
the homegrown Monegasque finally won the Monaco Grand Prix after don't know how many times, bro. Like I honestly ask you, right? Like, what was your feeling when you knew he was going to win? Like, you may not be a Ferrari fan, right? But you had that like.
Yeah, because like we all mentioned that the moment you get pole in Monaco, it's like a 90% chance you win. 90%, It's not even like a half percent. It's like 90% chance you win. So yeah, from the moment the race started, I already knew like the only thing that can cause him the win, right, will be himself or Ferrari's tactics.
Right. Which has happened before.
I think just very recently, like 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, the strategy was quite bad. Right?
Then after that, they forced him to pit at the wrong time.
Yep. And then they double stack again for no apparent reason.
Right? He ended up in, I think it was 4th or 5th.
Yeah. But it was, can I just say, I felt that it was a super boring race.
Oh, bro, no.
Mainly because of the fact, right, there was no pit stops.
Yeah, because of the red flag at the start.
Yeah, because there was a red flag that came out after first lap, so everybody just swapped their tires. So they fulfilled their pit lane mandatory options for both tires. Yeah, then after that it's just like 77 laps of like pure boringness, man.
Because all he had to do was just basically bring the car home. It's the one track, right, where it's like you're literally on it, right? It's the hardest track on the calendar, 100%. But it's the one where like you literally you're safe in that position. So where you end up with qualifying is likelihood where you're going to end up during the race.
Yeah, and I think it's been said that for many years that a lot of them they are trying to abolish the Monaco GP, mainly due to the fact that it's really super boring and the cars are getting wider year by year.
Yeah.
So the chance of an overtake is like smaller and smaller. Back to maybe like 2008, where I think there are still chances of like cars to overtake, right?
Correct. The older cars will think, but I know that the next couple of years they're trying to reduce the size of the car. So I
find that
I don't think it's gonna much have an effect.
Yeah, as in like the size of the car doesn't matter because it's not an issue for the other races, only this Monaco Grand Prix. So what I feel that they should do, right, they should make it like mandatory like 2 or 3 pit stops, which is what they did. I think last year, one of the Bahrain GP, they made it mandatory that they have to use 3 compounds. Remember? For some random reason. Yeah, was it Jeddah or Qatar?
I remember it might have been the shorter Bahrain one, the Bahrain one where
they made it mandatory like 3 stops, right, or something. Yeah, I feel that they should either include that to the race or maybe maybe like I heard YouTubers say yesterday, maybe add back refueling for Monaco.
No, but it's funny though, because the thing is that the outcry for this track, right, is not from the drivers. The drivers all love this track. Because it's the track that is basically on the limit. It's like to many people in F1, right, the holy grail of F1 is Monaco.
Yeah, it's like one of the iconic tracks that they must have.
It's the track that you want to win in your life. Like, it's because it's technically the hardest.
Yeah, but in terms of as a spectator, right, I pay to just watch 78 laps of cars literally going around, and I think they should make it a bit more exciting in a sense. Yeah, maybe by adding mandatory pit stops. Yeah, I think that's the best way that you can do.
I would say that Monaco is the type of track that they can't get rid of it because it's too iconic, but it's also like it's just that one weekend where it's just like, oh, okay. It's the only race where qualifying is more important than the race.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean, he won. Ferrari finally won, and if you see, right, he's actually very close to Max in the championship race. Yep,
I think 30-something, 34 or 37 points.
30-something points only. So it's as long as Ferrari gets enough decent upgrades and he starts winning races, right, then they're okay. Because
and I think it's because Ferrari just upgraded the car like during Imola. So it's like the last 2 races they had the car with the upgrade lah. Yeah. So I don't know when is Red Bull's next upgrade or what. We shall see.
Yeah, but it's also because Red Bull didn't win all their races. That's why Max is not pulling away that far. Because McLaren's already taken 1 off of them. Ferrari's taken 2.
Yeah, and then Max DNF 1 race also. Australia, if I'm not wrong. Yep.
Correct. So it's not as dominant as people say. It's the only difference is that Max is winning all the other races that he should win. I'm hoping that Ferrari will bring the upgrades because as you can see, I'm a Ferrari fan. Which brings us, of course, to this current thing because it is a red weekend for me. I'm very happy. as you can see, right, like the FA Cup has officially concluded, and Manchester United have won the FA Cup by beating Manchester City 2-1 in the FA Cup final. So today what we're going to do, right, is because title race is over, we're going to talk about the FA Cup. But we are predominantly going to focus on Manchester United because there has been a lot of speculation saying that Erik Ten Hag might not be actually in the job despite winning the FA Cup. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the FA Cup final itself, Erik Ten Hag's position. Is it safe or is it not? What's going to happen now since that he's already brought 2 trophies in 2 years for Manchester United? What is Man United's immediate needs at the moment? Is it a new manager? Is it players at specific positions? What do they need to do? And then, of course, we're going to look forward to the big final of the year, the Champions League final between Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid. So, bro, you ready to get into it?
Let's go, brother.
All right. So now let's begin with the FA Cup final review. First of all, right, right, nobody expected Man United to win City 2-1. Like, honestly, right, like if you've watched our video last week, right, both of us gave absolutely no chance to Manchester United.
Absolutely no chance. The only chance we gave them was they will score 1 goal.
which I mean, technically, it's like if they will score,
they did score 1 goal,
it will be okay, because if you were to base off like City's form, right, and United's whole season form, right, there was no way United actually had a shot at this. I think you're probably saying less than 10%.
Yeah.
Of winning
exactly,
this game.
True.
But bro, I ask you a question, right? When you're watching the match, right, what were your thoughts? I think the critical moment, right, was Gavadio making that mistake.
Okay, the mistake is one thing, but in my opinion, right, even if the score stayed 1-0 for a majority of the game, right, somehow City will come back.
Correct.
It's the fact that Man U took a 2-0 lead into halftime. So that is the turning point, because after 1-0, right, you let United score again just before halftime. It's like you're giving them the belief that they can actually do it.
Yeah.
Against all odds, which I have to say, yeah. So when the game started, I had literally no hope. I'm just waiting for Man Utd to score. Like, I'm pretty sure like you are. So yeah, Gavadio makes the mistake. Garnacho scores out of pure like persistence, right? But during the game, I could sense that City players they are not as sharp.
They weren't
sharp, bro. Yeah, they were not sharp at all. And then they were spending 60% of the time crossing the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
The only time I saw them crossing non-stop, right, was during the Champions League final against Chelsea.
Yeah.
which they lost lah. Yeah, they don't have the height. They only have Haaland. They took De Bruyne out 58 or 60 minutes. So that's essentially saying like, okay, you are trying a different route. You're taking out the creativity to Haaland. The moment you do that, then Lisandro and Varane just man-mark Haaland non-stop.
Correct, bro. And the thing is that, like, if you really just watch this game, right, as bad as City was, right, you won't say United were great, but you could say that they were good enough. Because honestly, right, like, everyone Bissaka pocketed Phil Foden. Haaland couldn't really do anything other than that one chance where he shot the ball and hit the bar.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva was non-existent.
Yeah. Doku was shut down a lot by Bissaka also.
Yeah, correct. Doku did get the goal and he got in, right. But I would want to say this, right, like, one thing that shocked me about this, right, was that that second goal, the amount of space that City gave Man United was shocking.
Yeah, but I also do believe that it's because City are so used to throwing men forward.
Yep.
And when you look at the score, it was 1-0 down. So I could understand why they had to throw men forward. And defensively wise, they're not as stable, I feel. They're not as stable as before.
No, they're not.
Yeah, Walker, you know the attributes of Walker, right? He likes to go up a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why he left like Kobe Manu exposed.
He left Kobe Manu exposed, right? But the whole thing was that leading up to that goal, right? Like, United had so much time on the ball. It was crazy. Like, Rashford, right, just bombed one long ball all the way outside, right? But he had so much space. Like, you literally could see, right, like, he had time to just take the ball, touch it, look up, then play it to Garnacho. That's way too much time. They
play right into our hands, which is like a pure counter-attacking. Like, Man U just counter-attack, right?
Correct.
No, there's no other, I would say there's no other team, like, maybe apart from Liverpool, they will counter-attack better than us.
Correct. But the thing is that goal, right, the second goal, it was nice because Bruno's vision was very good. But in terms of like movement up the field, like, United weren't really running, Like, it was...
Yeah. I mean, it's always easier on the front foot than on the back foot, ma.
Correct.
Plus, maybe Bruno at that time was the target man, right? There was no Haaland yet.
No, Haaland didn't come in yet. Bruno
for Manu to like stroll in I think it was a bit too much space that they could have closed him down more.
Correct. But did you see, right, Kyle Walker shouted at Kobe Manu when...
That's why I tried to put him off. Yeah.
He was trying to like take him off, right? But
it was a desperate attempt to put him off, yeah.
It was trying to think, because you just could agree, right? City just didn't look like City, honestly. And like they
Yeah,
had
that's
their
why I said
chances.
they weren't sharp.
They
They were
weren't
not sharp.
something, right?
Yeah, they were not pressing. They were not like they weren't as quick to close down as normal as how they would normally do it. I don't know. Maybe in a way it was there could be complacency speaking, or maybe they just don't really like. Maybe their priority for this season was really the EPL title rather than FA Cup. Yeah.
Right. Because I think for most clubs, right, like your priority will always be the league. Then anything after that is a bonus.
Yeah, and because last year they were chasing the treble, right? So the FA
Yeah.
Cup was like every cup is important. So
Correct.
yeah, I wouldn't say they are not. Yeah, but they just didn't look like they were themselves lah.
Yeah. I agree. So I think you could tell like the whole situation that epitomized everything was basically Kyle Walker and Lisandro fighting. I think that was like basically you could see like the headspace. It's like the type of thing that usually this type of thing will not really affect City one. They'll just like, you just get out there, I just wait for you to go off. But then the fact that they got riled up a bit showed something that was there lah. But I think what this game does, right, is that United win the FA Cup and it gave Erik Ten Hag something to say. Because it basically gives the manager saying that, okay, in 2 years, right, I brought you 2 trophies, which has never happened in a while. Basically, two consecutive years with at least 1 trophy. Despite in all our bad seasons, right, with a bad back line, right, when I have my proper 11, which is basically what he had yesterday, aside from the fact that Casemiro wasn't inside and Lucia wasn't there, right. So with all the things that has been done, right, and what happened, right, is his job safe?
From what perspective? From the fans' perspective or from like the board perspective?
Let's just look at it from a board perspective. The fans, right, everybody's all 50-50. There's half of us that want him out. There's half of us that want him to stay.
Okay, so from the board perspective, right, as a season whole, right, it's not good enough lah. Definitely. You can't have like 40, 50 games that you play like crap. And then just this one game you play well, then you expect to like what you call it. It's definitely safe this season, but not enough to say that he's done well, you know. So I do feel that you can, as much as we want this, don't get clouded by the fact that the celebrations and everything shows that we are playing well, we're on the right trajectory.
Yeah.
Because in actual fact we're not.
Yeah.
We are like way off that. Yeah. So it's easy to come together for one game, but can you do it for 50 games? That is where my doubt lies lah.
Yep, I agree, because it's like basically just what you say, right? It just, to me, it just looks like it's not enough to paper over the cracks.
Yes, correct.
Like if, let's say for example, right, if they had a season that they had like last year,
yes,
and they went like maybe into the quarterfinals of the Champions League this year, I would say that okay, it's a decent enough season, it's an improvement from last year. But
yes, correct. Yeah.
But the fact that we got knocked out at the group stage of the Champions League,
we
didn't retain the Carabao Cup, right? And we lost 14 games in the EPL.
Yeah, 14. 8th place, the worst placing in United history.
And the worst amount of goals scored in United history. Like the goal difference was bad. Like, I understand that he's had to play multiple defensive backs, like over 30 plus, but it doesn't turn over the fact that you lost 14 times. Right?
Yeah. So in a way, this FA Cup victory, right, is like a must to show that despite all the worst history, we still managed to win this. So that's his fighting point lah. Yeah, but like I said, as from a fan's perspective, right, I was very pro like Ten Hag out already.
Yeah,
like
same.
The moment Champions League we exited, right, I felt that enough already. Let's just cut the losses and stop. But from what I've seen, right, on like social media and how everyone's like rallying together to write to Ineos that they should keep him, right. Then I feel it made me think that okay, maybe it's not a bad option to keep him. Not because I support him. It's because the fact that the fans are united. Because imagine if you sack him now, right, your fans are going to turn on you, the new management. And then, let's say who we're going to appoint? What, Thomas Frank?
Correct.
Or Pochettino? What?
Correct.
So it just gives added pressure on them even more. Yeah.
Then the question also becomes, right, like, are you going to fall to the fans' pressure, or are you going to actually make a proper business decision?
Yes. Because so I do believe they are in the midst of that lah. And since when United like listen to their fans, right? Like we've been shouting Glazers out for like how many years already? 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why now you want to listen to fans, right? Yeah. So I do believe that they have to make a proper executive decision. So if they choose to sack him, right, it's not a bad way to go by winning FA Cup.
But like we discussed off camera, it's like you have to do it fast. Which is why currently they're doing, like according to Fabrizio Romano, they're doing a review over the management
this week.
Right?
Yep.
This week, right? To decide. Because honestly, right, like you can get influenced by the fans and everything like that, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that the fans are right.
That's right. Yeah.
So So the thing is that you have to look at it from a bigger picture in terms of like, what is the future that Man United want to build? Is this the right guy? Because you're talking about restarting from zero. Like you're like United, they're talking about building a new training facility. You're talking about getting a sporting director in. You're talking about
stadium,
getting a new stadium, a new CEO. So if you want somebody at the helm to be able to make sure that all of this is worth it in the end, right? Then
you must 100% trust the guy. You must
correct.
Correct.
So it means that basically what is going on, right, is that if you are doing this right, you're going all in on Ten Hag already. You got no second. You cannot have any second thoughts already.
Yeah. So that's what I think, right? It's like that is the dilemma they have now. Whether do we stick with him or do we get rid of him? Then we start a fresh management, fresh board, fresh manager. Then we call it our Man United.
Correct.
I do think that as much as the fans want him, right? Now, how certain are they that come like next season, first month, right? You will not be this. You will not be a repeat of all this.
Correct. Because honestly, right, I don't want to get masked by sentimental reasons.
Yeah, exactly. That is true. I don't want to be like, just because we don't want to be a club that sacks back-to-back manager. Okay, let me just put this to you. If you keep him, right, then how much are you going to give him to spend? What, 200 million?
Yeah, and do you trust the transfers that he's done?
Yeah, and the players that he's going to keep.
Yes.
So if you let's say all the Man U fans want Ten Hag to stay, right? Essentially, you're saying like, Anthony will stay also because there's no way Ten Hag will sell Anthony. Same for Rashford.
It's like, to me, it's like, I think both of us agree. You want to clear out, right? You got to go from zero already. Okay, I think what we're talking about, right? Since we're really basically taking, like, let's say in a situation, right, where Ten Hag stays or institution Ten Hag goes, right? There are still immediate needs that United need regardless, lah. So I'm gonna ask. I just want to know what your thoughts, right? Like as a United fan, right? What are our positions of dire need right now?
Dire need centre back for sure. You will definitely need a centre back to replace Varane.
Yep.
And maybe one more because Evans is outgoing also. So 2 centre backs, 1 striker, and a proper DM because Casemiro is out. Then if you can get these 4, I think you'll be okay. Not the best, but if you're talking about additional 5th transfer, then maybe I'll buy a new left back, bro.
Yeah, I agree also, right? But do you have anybody in mind? Like, cause I do agree about centre back. I want a right back or a left back, and I do think that CDM is of dire need because Amrabat is on loan and there's no confirmation whether he's going to renew his contract. So if let's say for example Casemiro goes, Amrabat goes, then got no CDM at all.
Yeah, you there's 2 positions gone. You need to fill up these 2.
Correct. And
for CDM position, maybe we can look at Onana.
Yeah, and you need a winger also in a sense where you need a pass first winger to feed Haaland. So that's one thing. So okay, let's go centre back, right? Like, was there anybody that you have in mind?
Delete lah. Yeah, I think delete because they just bought Kim Min-jae, right? So if let's say company takes over, right? I feel that when he takes over, it's the best time to go and shake the tree. You should go and get players from there if you can. If not, then I'll get the free agent from Fulham.
Who's that?
Or Jared, I can't remember the guy. There's a free agent from Fulham. So it's a shout to take him. And then the other one will be Jared Brentford.
Jared Brentford is another one, right? Then there's rumours also is like Jean-Claude Todibo from Nice.
Todibo. We've been chasing him for quite a while already. I think like 2 seasons already, yeah.
Correct. So the thing is that there's a chance that it might happen because Ineos do have some stakes inside
Nice. Yeah.
So
okay, I think maybe these 2 names. So Brentford and Todibo lor.
Striker, do you have anybody in mind? Or winger?
Olise, bro. 60 million. He has a release clause of 60 million, I think.
Yeah, but I know it's more complicated than just a straightforward 60 million.
Yeah, I think because the fact that the player has to agree, I think.
Yeah.
Because Chelsea is also coming in. But do you really want to go to Chelsea?
But do you really want to go to Man United?
Yeah, in the mess that's very true. Like in the mess that you're currently getting now.
Both clubs are not good options either way. Because the thing is that Chelsea fired Pochettino when they were getting good. Yeah. United's manager question is up in the air. Because honestly, right, like as a player, right, I wouldn't want to sign for a club that I don't know who's going to be my manager next year.
Until the manager comes in, right?
Until the manager comes in. So
which anyway, now the window is not open yet anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So I think a while more, I think July, right, then the transfer window opens.
Yeah, I think June, July. I think June they can start negotiating lah.
But they can only sign players in July, right?
But let me just say, United's problem is not the getting in. It's the getting out. It's the offloading of players. Yeah.
To change the culture, you got to clear house. And I think they are starting to clear a lot of people already.
Yeah, it's like whenever they say clear house, right, they are only mentioning names that are not even playing, like Martial, Van der Beek, Eriksson. You need to clear like the first team players, like players that I can like straight up say,
And
39,
20.
20. Hey, 20 is player of the season, no.
According to the team,
most improved,
I think 29 is better than 20.
19, right?
19 leaving already.
Anthony,
No, 19 is Varane. 21.
Anthony is what? Anthony 21. Get him out. Yeah.
All these things they all need to move on. But I think we shall see, because I think end of the week, everybody's looking at this situation with Ineos. Like basically, who is Ten Hag going to be the manager or not?
Yeah.
Because if you pick him as your manager, you got to back him already.
Yeah, so I think the issue now is the manager first. Before any transfer thing comes in.
Yeah, correct. Because honestly, right, any other year with the manager, right, Ten Hag should have gotten sacked.
Agreed, bro.
It's the only reason why he's saving is because he won the FA Cup. If the commentary game we had lost, right, he's gone. 100%.
Bro, imagine we lost the final to City again.
He confirmed gone already, yeah, bro. But I don't think we should say much about that, right? So let's move on. I think to conclude the season, every year in European football, right, there's always one game that all of us look forward to. It is, of course, the Champions League final. Real Madrid are looking forward to win number 15 against Borussia Dortmund, right, who are the surprise, because honestly, right, I don't think any of them thought they were going to be PSG. So the fact that they are in the Champions League final, Lisandro is there, Sabitzer is there, two former Man Utd players are currently in the final, which is hilarious to me, right? But I would say that, right, like in a spirited period of underdogs, right, since Atalanta won the Europa League, United won the FA Cup, only Real Madrid can stop Dortmund from winning the Champions League, right? Do you give Dortmund any chance whatsoever?
Honestly, if they had if Bellingham was playing on the other side, then sure.
But because Bellingham's on Real Madrid side.
Yeah, Bellingham's on the Real Madrid side. Plus, the last time Dortmund was in the UEFA Champions League final was at Wembley, and they lost.
They lost to Bayern.
I don't see them winning it lah. Plus, I feel that Real Madrid will want to do it for Toni Kroos.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that they can do, I think this would have been their second one without Ronaldo already, right?
Yeah.
Second one without Ronaldo, and they're moving forward, right? And plus, you must remember, this team is young. Like, young. The moment like Kroos goes, Modric goes, that is a very young team. Plus, there is one player that has not officially arrived yet, and is rumored to come.
And maybe the year after that, you don't know who. The year after that.
Yeah, the year after that, you also don't know who. So can you imagine, right? Like, if all of them come together, that's a sick team.
Bro, it'll be like this generation's Figo, Ronaldo, right? Yeah.
Is this generation Galacticos already?
Issue.
Is this generation Galacticos, right? They didn't even have to pay a single cent for two of them. Two of them are incoming. Two. One left back, one left back, and one striker.
Yeah. Mbappe and Davies, right?
Yep. And then the following year, a Man City striker might be on the radar. You also never know. So we shall see that. But I think like I'm curious to see what's going to happen, right? Because I think everybody's pining forward towards Real Madrid winning the Champions League. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think it's their favorite. I think I saw the odds was like 59% chance they'll win.
Correct. So I would say that in essence, right, even though right, like Dortmund want to do it, because you must remember Dortmund want to do it for Marco Reus. Then Real Madrid want to do it for Toni Kroos. I think this one is really down to who wants it more.
Real Madrid and Champions League, these two words
is together one.
Bro, they belong together. Yeah.
Real Madrid is synonymous with Champions League. They're the only club in the entire world, right, that the Champions League is more important than the league title.
I agree. And to win it potentially 15 times.
Correct. Real Madrid is the only club I've ever seen, right, to sack a manager after winning the league title because he didn't win the Champions League.
Yeah,
correct, right? I'm not wrong, right?
Del Bosque, is it?
Yeah, Del Bosque. I remember he won the league title, then he kena sacked because they didn't win the Champions League.
They to them the Champions League more important, right?
Yeah, because it's their tournament, man.
Hmm.
Like Champions League is Real Madrid. So I think, right, bro. Like, do you have anything else regarding this, or is it going to be quite straightforward? Because I don't think, right, tactical wise, right, they're pretty much more towards Real Madrid as an overall better card. The only question I think, right, is who starts at goalkeeper, Lunin or Courtois?
They've been playing Courtois the past few weeks too.
Correct, but Lunin was the one that got them to the final.
And can I just ask you something, right?
Yeah.
All the Real Madrid finals that you have watched in Champions League, right, they never lost.
Never.
Same. I watched all the Real Madrid like Champions League finals in the past 10 years, right?
Since the Ronaldo first one, right? The past, like, don't know how many, right? they must remember, right? Like, when they won the Champions League again, right? It was with Gareth Bale, man. Every single final they've been in, right? They won it.
Yeah, that's insane.
And you're talking about like don't know how many, yeah. With that, right? Let's go on to our predictions, right? So now we are going to move on to our match predictions. For this week, based on last week, officially, right? Paul has won overall, 13 to 13. I think it was 13-11.
Yep.
13-11, right? Because both of us got the predictions wrong. Both of us predicted Man City would win. Right? I got the scoreline correct, but in the wrong direction. I predicted Man City 2, United 1. Paul predicted Man City 3, United 1. Since both of us didn't get anything, and this happened, right? Paul wins. So basically, officially, right, I owe Paul $70 in terms of gifts and or dinner, right? So he will announce next week which one he wants. Does he want a gift or does he want food? So we will let him.
Yeah, I will have a week to decide.
I give you a week to decide. So with this one, right, I think let's just have fun with this. It's gonna be a prediction, and then we're gonna move on to the Euros after this, really, because I think Euros gonna come up. So that's where we can have another prediction roulette or something else. So right now, bro, what is your prediction for the Champions League?
Bro, this can be a separate wager.
What?
Like it's like maybe just like Champions League final wager, right? Like the loser can maybe get winner can get I don't know, like a expensive drink of your choice, like a Starbucks venti or something.
Bro, both of us cut out sugar. Both of us are down reducing our sugar. That's not going to help us both.
Expensive coffee. Yeah. Okay, yeah, but no, I think if it's just prediction, I'll probably get like Real Madrid 3-1.
Oh, you're going to Real Madrid 3-1?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a 120-minute game, bro.
You go Real Madrid 3-1, I think like that's on the higher side to me.
Meaning what?
I would have gone 1-0.
Like you're gonna say like 1-0, 2-0.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Real Madrid.
Damn.
Because honestly,
finals are usually like closer. Right?
Real Madrid's final experience, right, is gonna be one thing, right? The other thing is that they don't have to do anything. They just need to score one goal, which is what they did against Liverpool.
That's true.
So it's at the end of the day, right? It's just one goal. I only need one.
But they played Juventus. They won 3-1, right, or 4-1.
Correct. But it went into extra time.
Not full time, lah, bro.
Was it full time? Was it extra time?
Full time, bro. I remember. I slept early that day. Yeah, but then again, they had what lah? They had
Oh yeah, sorry.
Cristiano.
Okay, so that one because I know they beat Atletico in extra time. I think that was 4-1. Ronaldo scored a penalty.
Yep.
Then the Juve one that they beat 4-1, right, was because Juve got one red card.
But that was like when Real Madrid was 3-1 up.
Yeah, correct. I can't remember. I really cannot recall here, but
then the other Atletico one was they go penalty shootout, right? Yeah. The back-to-back one, right?
So, I mean, it's Real Madrid.
Then they played Liverpool twice also, right?
Liverpool once.
Twice?
Once.
One is the Salah injured round, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Ramos injured Salah. Then the other one is the Vinicius Junior scored that one, right?
Sorry. I'm sorry, everybody, right? Because Real Madrid have been in so many finals, it's very hard to keep track.
Yeah. I remember each and every one very clearly. Yeah, apart from Man United, we support Haaland Madrid.
So, we shall see that. So, the final prediction is, of course, Paul predicts 3-1 victory to Real Madrid. I predict a 1-0 victory. Okay. We shall see. I think this one is more for fun because this is a great way to end off the season of football before we move on to the Euro tournament. So, you got anything else that before you?
Yes, I want to pose a question. So, if Toni Kroos wins this, right, will he make him the best Champions League player of all time?
No,
it's still Cristiano, right?
I still think it's Cristiano.
Yeah, Cristiano Champions League is different class, right?
Bro, the dude scored 17 goals in the Champions League.
Yeah. No, did you see there was one season, right, where in the group stage he only scored one, or like 2 or 3. Then he caught up. He caught up until the end, Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki. All right, so that's it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you for watching the Futbol Kaki, and we hope that you continue to watch our other shows here on the network, which of course include the Kopi Bros. Every Monday we will talk about different topics. Last week was because we had a new Prime Minister in Singapore, so we were definitely talking about the Prime Minister and the swearing in, of course. Then, of course, if you do like game shows, we do have the SG Draft Podcast every Friday, where you can go and vote for your favorite team. We have a new episode comes out every Friday, and voting happens from 12 p.m. on a Friday to 11:59 p.m. on a Saturday. Last week was, of course, the Cute Animals Draft. If you like cute animals and you want to see different pics and perspectives of what people call cute, watch this particular draft. So from everybody here at the Football Kaki and from the Chit Chatter Podcast Network, we just want to say thank you. Have a great week ahead. We hope that you enjoy the Champions League final this week. Yes, and of course, if you haven't liked and subscribed to our channel, please like and subscribe below. We would love to have your support to grow this channel and produce more content for you guys. So from me and Paul, from everybody at the Chit Chatter Podcast Network, we just want to say thank you. Have a great week ahead. Have a good Champions League final. Hala Madrid. Bye-bye.
Hala Madrid.